Hi, so I've got a creature here, Charlene Teeter's spirit, also Brasilia Deming spirit. You have to go to additional notable cabinet makers of the time, which is a subheading under 19th century cabinet makers on Google. Then you've got Bull's Hit. Okay, that's referring to The Last Dance. I peg go to dance shark fins on floor. Nothing against anybody. It's very refers to love too. It's a bunch of things, but like it's The Last Dance. That Michael Jordan stuff. But in a sense of, I'm actually talking about Michael Jordan, like the basketball player. Okay, so nothing against anybody. Um, but and we know with him, even I bring that up because he's associated with like the two witnesses types. And some people associate the two witnesses with the two cherubs, okay, that are basically on top of the mercy seat. Now, the mercy seat in my mind is Joe Pesci. Like, that's who he is as the Holy Ghost, with Paul Walker being like the Holy Spirit, which would be represented by in some sense, the law, being the Beetlejuice character. The star would be the law, which is underneath. Then you have like the altar, the lampstands, all that, and those are all like different distinguishes, different associations that we've gone over and stuff. And like, probably like and then you have the burning bush, which is like Heath Ledger, So spirit of Street Strider for exercise. Now, I wanted to go over, I went to Chick-fil-A by Palace Station. What you do is you go down Rancho in Las Vegas, and you see the Trump building. It's the only building that you see in front of you. And then you take a left and go to Chick-fil-A right there. And it's on Rancho, but then to the right, as you're in line for Chick-fil-A, you see Palace Station. So this was all very spiritual in the moment, and it was a huge line. Like I got caught in it. I didn't really want to wait that long, but like I got caught in it, and it was at night, and there was a cop behind me, SUV. So I was like, oh gosh, like, but I was fine. I was, I didn't have anything to hide or anything. It's just like, I don't like feeling like I'm trapped, like I got somebody behind me, and I don't want it to be a cop, like I just felt kind of trapped in the line. So, and then I'm like, here's Palace Station, and it caught my attention for the first time. Like, it really stood out. And I'm like, this is just like 2038 Strongs. And so then this girl, Celeste, took my order, and I said my name was Filton. So then I couldn't pay her because I couldn't pay Celeste because her swiper was down. So then I paid this girl that looked like Topanga from Boy Meets World. And she laughed when she gave me my card, probably because the name was way off or whatever. And not only that, it's my mom's name, because on my SSI card it's under my mom's name. She's my, she's like my payee, you call it, or whatever, for SSI. Like, she's the one who handles that stuff. But so, and that was just, I could have used my Chase card, but I just didn't. And so she laughed, and then Topanga Lawrence Matthews and Danielle Christine Fischel. Okay, that's Topanga. So, and I didn't see what her actual name was. And then surprised black girl, or I would usually call it Callie, but we'll just say black girl, gave me the food. She was like, what? She was like, did you something? Or she was like talking to somebody behind her. She wasn't talking to me, but she was like surprised, So I kind of related that to the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Kylie Jenner a little bit. just for basic stuff. But and to get the names, to get what the symbolism is. But that, I thought that was very spiritual, and so then, of course, today, or I guess yesterday, when you're seeing this video, Howard Duke Davis died. Now, I think his name kind of represents the Mines of Moria Munich style film, okay? And all this is like this all happened in sync with everything else. Like I'm telling you this story not just so you think, oh man, he's just eating fast food all the time or whatever. Like, I'm not telling you that to judge me. I'm just saying, like, no, this was spiritual. Like, this was a spiritual marker for sure. And like, I think the Celeste kind of represented like Cell of DBZ. Like there's going to be a movie or something, like, and I think the EST was like, I'm going to put the pen down, like it's going to, like there's going to be a change. And then this Danielle Christine Fischel was kind of like the Night Fox of a new Perfect Storm film. And they're gonna make that, and like I'm gonna tell a story or something on that, be like the Alfred character of the Perfect Storm original, and then Topanga Lawrence Matthews, that represents like the game Michael Douglas, like one of my like treasured visions that I've had of that game Michael Douglas thing. So. I'm just holding on to little things, but like this kind of made an impact, so I wanted to share it. And then and I'm sorry for getting mad the other night or whatever. I deleted that video, and I deleted a few videos that I thought just were out of place or whatever. Just me kind of venting and everything. But sorry for all that. And but like. Something happened, like there, I hope I didn't miss my seals, I hope my seals still stand. I hope I didn't give away my birthright, so I'm kind of worried about that. But because of this here, something happened, but it could just be the devil working overtime on me, like my mom always said. Then I wanted to explain the Sanctuaries continuous. Of course, I had that one with the Alvin type character at Canary when I went back there, and the Mexican guy got up and he's like, "That's them, that's the M," is what I thought and all that. So and something with Rahab associated with that. Hopefully that all worked out, and that even relates exactly to the day of the Qui-Gon Jinn stuff. With the 12-day guillotine being after that, and then all that's on the Grox glyph, with the bottom of the Dendera chart where it shows the woman on the lattice with her butt talk. That's all complete basically, and even in her hand is the Statue of Liberty, Declaration of Independence, and I put that in my videos playlist. If you go to that, you'll see that vision that the guy had that was on Rhonda Empson's channel, talking about the Statue of Liberty. So it all synced up. And so then there's like a 33 bag, and then the shoulders, the neck, and the head are all gone off this guy. And, it's even more so than the guillotines, really. So that's interesting. That's on the Dendera chart, Grox glyph, if you check that out. That's what I'm going off of for a lot of stuff to see what's happening. I'm having to use the old information. And I don't know if Grox believes that stuff anymore or not, I don't know for sure. It's kind of a predicament. So then there's this sanctuary that, and this is all like, this is the, like the M, I think was Alicia Vikander. That's what I'm thinking is associated with that. And like, that goes back to like, it goes back to some of the Swedish stuff when I was at Lindsey Wilson College. It goes back to that, and like how I hung out with Blade, and like how I essentially tried to save this one Swede from like the soccer player, like straight up Africans. They were like in a room, and she was in the middle of the room, sitting in a chair, and like I don't even think there was a TV, but like no one else was in the room, and they were like guarding the room. And like I just barged in, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then I walked out, and then in the library, like 2 weeks later, the Africans were like from Africa, and they were like, "You were very disrespectful," and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Okay," like so. And the Swede was sitting in the chair in the middle of the room, and we actually said that she looked like Laura Croft. She kind of looked like Angelina Jolie. But so it goes back to that, like I don't know. And then like the Swedes, like they're very Christian, like Lindsey Wilson was a Christian school. And like I don't know, there's something there that's like hidden intel with that, how they're all like they knew about what I was doing or something with Brock the Rock and stuff. It kind of goes back to that, like their first flock, and like how like my advisor Kurt Lee, who I was close to at Lindsey Wilson, like I showed him Brock the Rock, and I'm like, hey, I'm making this channel. And that was when I left Concordia, and I let him know because I was going to try to go to Lindsey Wilson again. And then he's like, well, what's going on besides your channel? And I was like, basically nothing, but, of plans that I had or whatever. But like, and like, I think that they were close to him. I think like the Swedes were. So like, it's all tied in somehow. I can't really explain it, but like it's all tied in, like their connection. And then dance, like how I dated dancers and stuff in high school, like how I understood them and they kind of understood me. Like it's very complex, and like it's spiritual. It doesn't mean like they know firsthand. It's like spiritual stuff, just like the Sanctuary was. So then at the Hooters I go to on Rainbow in Las Vegas, there's been an ongoing Sanctuary with this girl that works there. They're like, anything I say,